What would you do to pass your driving test? Well, check this out. A woman traveled 500 miles to one of the UK's easiest driving tests and failed. So this student, she failed her first driving test, and instead of booking it in her locality, she booked it 500 miles away to a place called Isle of Moor, just off the west coast of Scotland, purely because she read it was one of the easiest test centres, and number two only had one big roundabout. It says it took her about 10 hours just to get there, and she even took the ferry. Is that something that you would have done, or is she a little bit crazy? So she says, she had a fear of roundabouts, and she read that Mull had one of the highest pass rates in the UK, 90% over spring and summer last year. That's quite high, 90%. And it says it only has one big roundabout. So despite it being a journey that takes around 10 hours by car and even consists of a ferry ride to get over there, she decided to go for it. So can you imagine? You book a driving test 500 miles away because you read it's got 90% pass rate and only one roundabout. So what would you do? Would you have booked a test or not? She said that I was determined I would pass my driving test the second time. I simply needed to optimize my chances, and a quick Google research showed me that Isle of Moor was the best place to book it, etc. For their lessons, residents tend to head to Oban on the mainland, where the ferry to the island departs from. None of the instructors I got hold of fancied the trip, each warning me of a high chances that my crossing would be cancelled in bad weather. Okay, I took to Facebook, where the local paramedic Mary took pity and offered her blue mini. She went on to explain how the issue she'd previously faced didn't seem quite as daunting, adding I was feeling confident, especially after learning that most single roundabout would not be on the route and that there was nowhere to parallel park. She went on to list some of the benefits with its craggy mountains and locked sets against bracken and evergreen forest. Moor would be stunning at any time, but under the sunlight it sparkled. One particular stretch of the road along the seafront running towards Tobermory had nearly topplings into a silver water. Okay, so let's see. When it came to travelling back to the mainland, Constance remembered that the examiner wouldn't even look at her before explaining, I don't like to talk about people who fail the test. Think of it just passing. He mentioned a few times that I was straying too far into the middle of the road for his liking, but I had taken it to be a friendly advice. Instead, it turned out to be my downfall. It's not clear whether she rebooked her test or whether it will be in London or Mull. Either way, you've got this. Anyway, so that's the article. So I mean, look, anybody would have done maybe the same thing. If you got fear, you're struggling, you're stressing out, you research, you find that this place has got 90% pass rate, but I think 500 miles is a little bit too extreme. Comment below what you guys think. Would you have done the same thing? Don't forget to check out our site fmdriverschool.co.uk. We've posted loads of links on how to pass your driving test.